in to talk a little bit more and extend my little spiel that I hopped on with on Insta stories, and actually speak a little bit to the like what's happening in the collective, and you know, shed a bit of light on it, as well as what I'm seeing playing out and kind of releasing at the moment, and how I am navigating it myself, and an invitation for you to consider what's best for you in this whole circumstance. So I wanted to begin by restating what I mentioned in my stories, which is that collectively we are undergoing what many people who've gone through their own shadow work have and have integrated are actually experiencing. Now, with shadow work, what actually essentially occurs is that when you bring more light into your system, whether that's through new habits or practices, techniques, you know, meditation, yoga, eating more healthily, pouring more self-love into your body, all of these things, including, you know, energy medicine, energy work, body work, and the like. All of this is essentially adding light to your body vehicle, which is several, you know, you have several layers to your body. You know, obviously the physical, you have the emotional body, the mental body, and the spiritual energetic body. The four main ones. There are several layers in between. But when you bring more light into the body vehicle, the next phase of transformational awakening is that anything that is no longer congruent or an energetic match or in vibrational resonance with this light, which is a higher frequency, anything that's no longer in that resonance is going to need to release. It's going to need to move out of your body vehicle and your field and release, essentially. Or, you know, another word is like to integrate it and to really, you know, acknowledge that it's complete within your field, and it's not a, you know, there's no need to necessarily have this full separation and denial that it ever existed, but it's still releasing, right? Now, when that happens and it's actually moving out of you, you re-experience it within your body, your life, your personal experience. And so what may happen is that, you know, you're going along merrily with all these new tools and tricks and practices and everything, and then like you start to see this stuff come up and this kind of gunk, and it's almost like it's that time where you know, things are being pulled from within you to release, because the light that you've brought into your body is literally asking for all of that to leave, because it can't exist in a high frequency and a low frequency. The lower density has to shift. The strongest energy always wins, and the strongest energy is always the highest frequency. So when the high frequency comes in to your body, to your life, what is no longer congruent must shift out of your field. So yeah, the gnarly stuff comes to the surface and is re-experienced. Now, the trick here is that you need to not attach a story to it. Like attaching stories to it and making it a, oh my gosh, here it comes again, here it is again, and or whatever, like all of this always happens to me, or blah, blah, blah. All of these sorts of ways of thinking are not helpful when you're actually releasing this density. Instead, being present to the pain, or being present to the emotional turmoil that it may bring up, or allowing yourself to, whatever is, you know, you're feeling in the moment, allow it to move through your heart, or move through whichever energy center it feels like it's present in. Release it, cry, shout, move, embody this release, and be present to it, and then it moves and shifts out of your field. And look, I'm speaking linearly here, but it might go into like the inner flame that you have within you or out. It's either or, right? But it no longer drives the show within you. And this is what we're going through collectively at the moment. We're going through this. It's kind of exciting for light workers, because with light workers, we've been anchoring light into the earth for such a long time, and really like allowing ourselves as humans to come along for the earth's shift into the fifth dimension and beyond. And she did this ages ago. She's done. And so, quite a lot of us who've been dedicated to this work of really shifting into the fifth dimension, to our higher selves, to new earth, are a bit like, oh my God, it's happened. It's happening. It's all kind of occurring. But, it's also that gnarly point, that shadow point where the density is releasing. And it's it is what it is. But it's very confronting, and it's going through the eye of the needle, which is what we're all doing at the moment. Being having our face kind of rubbed in a lot of the shadows of our world, systems that need to be dismantled, systems of oppression that need to be dismantled, old ways of being, old paradigms of existence are all just like coming up for re-examination and release, because we cannot continue on like this, on this trajectory. If we want to stay here and ascend with the earth and into new earth, which is already here, we have changes to make, basically. So that's it, a little bit in a nutshell. There's so much more, but I really want to keep this short. And on a personal level, this, I'm kind of seeing a lot of different, and I'm trying to not consume too much media and opinion and that kind of thing, but from what I have seen, it's a bit of like a war on like what everyone should be doing right now. It's like, be excited and be productive, or no, this is not the time to be productive, it's the time for reset and pause, it's the time for blah blah blah. And it's also this kind of like, again, we're getting into this binary like right and wrong shiz that doesn't exist anymore, guys. It's not black and white. It's every color of the rainbow in the full spectrum within one day or within 1 minute. We can be in the energy of pause. We can be in the energy of retreat. We can be in the energy of sowing seeds in the fertile soil of this darker void time that we're experiencing. And by dark void, I don't mean it's scary, but like it's fertile ground to plant seeds in. We can also be as productive as we desire to be, do whatever it is that we desire to do, move however we desire to. But the important thing is we follow soul moment to moment. We follow our higher selves moment to moment. And if that, in that moment it means go for a nap, you go for a nap. If it means go walk in the forest, if you can still do that, go do that. If it means go within and start to really see what this time is showing you, and doing the work that you feel called to do. Like, what do you feel called to do? Do it. It's not wrong. Just because somebody says you should be doing it this way doesn't mean that you are wrong in how you desire to spend this time. So really, I really feel like it's calling for radical sovereignty, self-responsibility, and guidance, inner guidance forward for yourself, or within, or whichever. This is not prescriptive. This is time to reclaim your power.